What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? I know it's Saturday night. Y'all probably was thinking about going to the club, hanging out. But guess what, people? I didn't think I'd be back this soon. We talked about this a little bit last night, and we were just saying I was second guessing myself on how this shit really was gonna go down. Did he just tell him this, and not gonna fulfill his promises? But tonight I got a different outlook. I think the man is serious. It's about ready to go down. And people, I'm here to say, I think he about ready to give them what the hell they voted for. You know, at first when he won the election, they made a mockery out of it. They was out having fun, you know, celebrating, going to news stations. Yeah, we did it. Latinos for Trump. And then, of course, you had the Latinos on one half, and then you had this on the other.
I'm so we just want to thank you, Father God, because your words can't be amended. You said in your word, God, that a woman can't lead. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. It's in the Quran, Father God. So right now, we'll just give thanks and all honor in your son, Jesus Christ, for bringing Trump back to the White House. I got my president back. Hold up that fist. Oh, they tried to kill him. They tried to convict him. They tried to wrongfully convict him. They tried, oh, Father God, just thank you. We give all honor and praise to the Son, Jesus Christ. Yes, in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. We got my man back. We got my man back. They thought the engine go in. They thought we got my man back. I'm so happy. I'm so
Ain't nothing so much today, people.
born in the USA. Boy, it's Trump everything around here. It's Trump everything. It's Trump everything. Oh, it's Trump everything around here, boy and girl. Look, it's Trump everything. Look, oh, we got Trump candy. It's Trump everything. We got Trump candy. Milk chocolate rice, crispy candy, boy. Nigga, we got Trump candy around here. I'm talking about real niggas fucking real. Oh, I was born in the USA. 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 I was, they mad. They mad, boy and girl. They woke up mad. And I woke up glad. Everything to try to stop my life. They reporting it. They die. Wham. They doing everything to try to stop the little bit of Charleston white lie. Man, I'll lose another page for this president. I'll lose another page for this president right here. They doing everything to try to stop my life, Mr. President. Mr. President, they doing everything to try to stop my life, Mr. President. They don't want me to celebrate. But they were going to celebrate had the one more. Y'all let the people have the free little dirt. Rest in peace, King Von. I'm just trying to celebrate a great president. That's all I'm trying to do. And I ain't trying to hurt nobody celebrating Mr. President. They got the white man back in the White House where it belongs. White man don't believe nowhere but in the White House. That's where he belong, in the White House. Don't nobody else belong in the White House but that man. Anybody else belong on the job, working.
Okay, so people, that's what we had last night. And just to bring him up a little bit, because it's a mess. A lot of people was feeling the same way. Well, Perry wasn't. You wasn't. But people wasn't taking shit seriously. But as the time tick, they starting to look at it a whole lot differently. This man just didn't come out there and do this. Like, he knew what Charleston was going to do when he did it. Like, he went out there and fed these people the bullshit. And this is what he think of Charleston.
The wall just got... look at my African-American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest?
That's how he looking at Charleston. Charleston thinking he making a move. These people who thought they can vote for Trump and throw their damn family members under the bus because they feel like they made it. It's a damn shame. You know, we can go down the list. I think the man got charged with 34 counts of shit. And just his racist ways. And then sometimes you look back and say, for the Latino people and even the blacks, what have Trump ever did for you? Not a damn thing, but you take your ass out to that voting booth and start voting for him. as if he was going to invite you to Mar-a-Lago. That ain't going to happen. Then, now people are starting to have second thoughts because this man is serious. And people, if y'all don't think I'm serious, this man not just talked about a mass deportation. They already done wrote the plans up for it. They just waiting on his first day of office. And this is what they gonna do. They gonna get those military buses, those National Guard troops, and probably go to house and start picking up people. He talking about maybe picking up, I don't know if he said 11 million people. And then when they asked him the cost, he said, well, it could cost $968 billion. But he don't have no price tag on it. He ain't messing around. He don't got, he got a ways to call it a national declaration so he can get these funds, and he gonna use the military. It ain't gonna be no border patrol coming in your house. Military buses, National Guard, people gonna be, soon as you go up there to crank your car to think you going to work, they gonna gather you up and you about ready to go to then your ass about ready to go to the thing, But hold on, let me see something here. I had an article somewhere. Just got to find it. Yeah, I don't see my article. Hold on for a second. Where's my article? Give me 1 second, people. I'm still here, people. I had to find this article because I don't want y'all to think I'm just making this shit up. I'm really not. This is the real deal. The real deal. He ain't playing, people. He ain't playing. National Guards would be tapping on your damn door. Why can't I get shit right, people? I'm getting old. Let me try to just download it again. I can get it. But anyway, people, I hope y'all doing good because shit's about ready to change. Real soon. About ready to change. I cannot get this damn article up there. Yeah, give me a second, people. Sorry. Email. All right, people. I can't find that damn article, but it's okay. It's there. But he got this article, and they about ready to set it off on everybody, right? He got the plan out, set it up that he gonna use the military bases to build these detention camps, the military airplanes to fly your ass to wherever country he think you might be from. It's just a mess. It is a mess. It's going down, and he's willing to spend like no price tag. No price tag. And he already got the people in place that he planned on using to take care of all this. He got everything in place already. He got his guy that's in charge of ICE ready to go, ready to set it off. It's crazy. that people think is a joke. They don't think it's real. It's just pathetic. You got people out there in Manhattan, out there in New York, protesting today.
Racist, sexist, anti-gay. Donald Trump, go away. Racist, sexist, anti-gay. Donald Trump, go away. Racist, sexist, anti-gay. Donald Trump, go away.
The people, they protesting now, and I get it. And let me make this perfectly clear too. It's not all the Latinos that did this. It's only a few of them, or well, half of them or whatever. And they turned on their own damn family members because they feel like, oh, ain't nothing gonna happen. I ain't got to worry about it. If they send their ass back, so be it. Now, what kind of family member is that? I tell you what, Thanksgiving around the corner, their ass wouldn't be over there. If you voted for Trump, your ass would not be there. I'm just keeping it real. You would not be there. It's pathetic, crazy, and all that. I just don't see it happening. But these policies that he putting them damn things into action. And then the question I got for everybody else, because we ain't finished with this yet. You got people now that's saying, I'm gonna see what this article.
Mario back in.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get to him in a minute. Because he's about pathetic too. Matter of fact, now these are people who actually voted for Trump, right? And this how bad they'll treat their own family members with the disrespect. They don't give a damn about nobody.
Mario back in February, when he was seriously considering a vote for Donald Trump. He was undecided, with previous votes for George W. Bush, Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Biden. At the last minute, he broke for Kamala Harris. But today, he's not upset about the results.
I'm kind of like more happy than upset. Why? Because Donald Trump is going to help the country with the economy.
The whole household is happy. Mireya and their 29-year-old son, Mario Jr., did vote for Trump.
Initially, I will say I did not agree with him. And then I started seeing that he was not afraid to speak his mind. And I noticed that he was not scared to say what he felt, regardless of what people would say. And I think I respect that about him.
So you liked his kind of brashness, his personality?
Yeah, I would say yes.
They're not alone. Across the country, Donald Trump made huge inroads with Latino voters. According to NBC exit polls, 55% of Latino men nationwide voted for Trump, a 19-point jump from 2020. Among Latina women like Mireya, an 8-point gain. And while Vice President Harris won a slight majority of the Latino vote overall, Trump increased his support 14 points from the last election. The top issue among Latino voters, like it is for the Alvarez family, the economy, with immigration a distant fourth. Mario and Mireya both crossed the border illegally as teenagers, but became citizens under President Ronald Reagan's amnesty. They see themselves as different from migrants crossing the border today. In what way do you think they're different?
The people that are coming here are the criminals, you know? The ones that did something bad in their country, they're running away from their law.
Despite having close family members who are undocumented,
Migrant invasion.
they don't believe they'll end up in Trump's crosshairs. When you hear Trump promise mass deportations, do you
Yes.
worry about them?
Yes and no, because the ones that I know, they're doing good. They're not breaking any laws.
I believe he's going to start deporting all the bad people.
Come on now. Let's keep it real. They just think he's going to kick out the bad people. Trump talking about 11 million people. He don't give a damn about what you did. He plan on just getting your ass out of the country, right? But one thing you can rest assured, out of all that crazy shit he done talking about he don't want criminals in the country and stuff. I bet you he won't be on that bus. He can kick you out, but he can get convicted of all kind of shit. And then you get people who would throw the family underneath the bus just to, I don't know. They just throw the family under the bus for I don't know what damn reason. It just don't make sense. But these people aren't really messing around. Like I said, they got plans, people. No price tag. And they talking about first day of office. First day. The first day of office.
I got a message As a guy who spent 34 years deporting illegal aliens, I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden's releasing our country in violation of federal law. You better start packing now. You're damn right. Because you're going home. I got another message to the criminal cartels in Mexico. You smuggled enough fentanyl across this country to kill 148,000 young Americans. You have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. And that's when President Trump gets back in office. He's going to designate you a terrorist organization, and he's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. You're done. You're done.
Look, people, do you think he's joking when he say you're done? They gonna build these so-called detention camps, I would call them prison camps, to store you on these military bases while they get that damn plane ready to fly you up out of here. And then you get people saying, oh, not my family good. And then had the nerve to really, for everybody who came, they came over illegally, this family that I showed you. But they got amnesty under, I think, Reagan or whatnot, right? But now they saying, hey, no, but it's different. But the people who cross now are criminals. They didn't want nobody looking at them as a criminal. So I don't know what kind of family relationships they got with their family. But they ain't showing them nothing but disrespect and hate. Ain't no damn way. You know what? I'd be on the phone cussing Jose ass out. Okay, let's keep it real. You did what? Oh, yeah, no, you good. You good. Because they know that bus going to ride past their damn house and then go and pick up their cousin, Pedro. That is fucked up and just ridiculous, right? And they ain't messing around. They going to get this money. Trump didn't build that wall the first time. But they going to get people out of this country and they going to build that wall.
The wall just got 10 feet taller.
I'm telling you, they ain't messing around, people. And, you know, last night, I got weak and thinking, well, maybe it won't be as bad. Maybe, you know, I'm lying. And so when these people got these second thoughts right now, the shit is coming down the pipe. It's going to happen. And then I know it ain't our fight to fight no more, people. So these women, these black people ain't going to be out there trying to risk their thing when you couldn't even count on your own relatives to do the right thing. And I know all Hispanics or Latinos voted the right way. But they got to blame their relatives for what's about ready to happen. And it's a trickle-down effect. I know we talking about last night, we're going to have our popcorn and all that stuff. But even for us black people, when you have that popcorn and you watch this mass deportation, make sure it's extra butter. Because when they finish doing what they want to do to the Latinos and the Mexicans, and Hispanics, they gonna come for our black asses. So you better have enough butter on it when they knock on your front door, you can slip your ass out the back. Because it's coming. That's why I put it in the title. Blacks are next. They ain't messing around. It's about ready to go down just like that. And if you don't believe me, I'm gonna show you some examples on how these people are already acting. He ain't took office. You got people overseas right now worried about this, right? You got people, our allies, wondering about it. Let me play this.
Offered congratulations to the convicted felon Donald Trump on his re-election. Writing officially on behalf of the Scottish Government, he wrote that he is sure Scotland's cultural and social ties with the US will flourish during the presidency of a misogynist, a climate denier, a fraudster, a conspiracy monger, a racist, a far-right politician who tried to overturn an election result both covertly and by inciting violence. Words fail me. What social and cultural ties does the First Minister really think will benefit from a relationship with such a man?
They looking at Americans as we some dumbass idiots. Let's keep it real. We're a big letdown in this world. People looking at us like, who does that? convicted felon, all these charges, his racist ways, and you can't even say you didn't know it was coming. Every rally he had, that's all he spoke on. And that's where he's at, and he's the leader. Now you got these other people doing us the same way. Now, during the election, now these people running around with MAGA hats on, treating. That's why I said blacks, let's not get too comfortable. Because this is where it's at right now. Let me show you an example.
I'm making a team. I like that life. Do something, bro. I like that life. Do something. Now you got my attention. Take me out. Take me out. Take me out. You threaten me. Take me out. Take me out. You threaten me. Take me out. Take me out. Take me out. Knock me out. That's my brother. Knock me out. Why women get the ass kicked?
Knock me out.
You need a man to put you in place. I'll put you in place.
Knock me out. Knock me out.
You need to marry a little white boy.
Knock me out.
You say you're gonna beat me up.
Knock me out.
Baby.
Knock me out.
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 Touch me first.
Knock me out. You just ain't gonna knock me out. Knock me out.
You ain't touching me.
Knock me out.
I ain't Tyrone.
Knock me out. Knock me out. You just showing you're racist. You showing you're racist.
Look, people, expect it. A damn grown ass man, right? He got his little proud cap on, MAGA cap, Make America Great. And then I don't know if y'all caught it. He slid it in there. I ain't Tyrone. I don't know if y'all caught that. What you mean by that, bitch? You ain't Tyrone. And I noticed when you want to show the hell off, you picked a female. Run across my ass on a bad day or a good day with that bullshit and see what happened. But they know what they're doing, that they're getting this empowerment. Now, at least, I would guess, he brave enough to even walk down the sidewalk and find a black female to say it to. But then you get the cowards too. They can't do it. Now they gonna just send out text messages.
Phone, and I read that message and I immediately started crying.
Elise McCall is one of countless Black Americans targeted with racist text messages like this one, telling them they'd been selected to pick cotton on a plantation the day after the U.S. election.
This is truly disgusting, and whoever's sending it out is vile. No one should ever, think to send that message or receive that message. It just made me sick to my stomach.
The anonymous text sent across the country, some directly referencing Donald Trump.
I am one of Donald Trump's associates, and your cotton picking sessions are from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m.
It's been brought to my attention that people are receiving vile, racist text messages and emails.
Louisiana's Attorney General says some were sent using an encryption service in Poland, but
we have no way of knowing where the individual is who's actually sending the emails.
Others came through Canadian app Text Now, the Waterloo, Ontario-based company saying it quickly disabled the accounts and it's working with law enforcement.
Okay. Look, you got them out there on the street with their chest out. You got them in the closet with their little cellular phones or whatever the hell they use, app texting people this bullshit. But I'm going to bring some people up and let's talk about it. Hey, how you doing? HQ.
Hey, Perry, how you doing?
Hey, good. What's up, Blessing Hot Topics? How y'all doing?
Oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Hey, you know what? Well, I would say okay. I'm sort of still heated.
Yeah.
By this situation.
Yeah, I've been very Good evening to your wife as well. Sherelle, that's my girl. I love me some her.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. I've been very emotional these past couple of days. I just don't see how this happened. I just don't see it.
Well,
I don't think they saw the danger. They didn't see the danger. They didn't see the danger of it. See, I hate to blame people. I can't blame our brothers because they showed up like they normally did, except a couple points less.
Mm-hmm.
Who I really blame is the single women, the white women But
Right.
then I should have known that they were going to go with their counterpart, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Hispanic population, 45. You guys jump from Democrats all the way to like 45, 50%. Like half of you all voted for this man. And you're the one that's in most danger of these policies going into effect. Because when they drag your grandmother, your mother, your cousin, your aunts, your uncles out of the house and off the job,
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to feel the effect. When they start unaliving your relatives on camera,
Mm-hmm.
y'all going to feel the effect. When they start dragging the bodies out of the Rio Grande because he put razor wire in the water, which is why Biden stopped his policy. People keep asking, why did Biden stop Trump's policy when he got into office? It was because Trump had put razor wire in the Rio Grande. It was a watery wall, and he put razor wire in the water, and the kids and the mothers and the infants were getting hung up in the razor wire inside the water because they didn't see it until they got in the water. That's why Biden stopped that border policy. Because the Rio Grande in Texas, read it, they would get caught up in the wires and dying, getting cut, losing stuff. And we saw them in cages. This was the reason why Biden stopped that policy at the beginning. People act like they don't understand that's what happened.
Right. That they treated them like animals.
Right.
That's why you get to stop it.
Right.
I mean, but people seem to think, oh, well, to me, whether it's true or not, this is, I'm just speculating on how could somebody go into this voting booth knowing what's at stake. Now, you might have citizenship today, but how can you forget where you came from? Like that little short clip that I showed, where they crossed illegally, then they got amnesty, but it happens in every community. When a person rise up, they forget where the hell they came from. Because now that person said, now when people illegally cross now, those are criminals.
Right.
So what was you back when you crossed?
We're hoping that it's not as bad. I'm hoping it's not as bad, but we don't know. We don't know because this is something that is going to be he has no checks. He has no check against this behavior. He's going to take it as a mandate that he can put this border, anything to be done to deport illegal and legal human beings out the door. And what a lot of people don't know is Canada has the most people coming across the border in Canada. That has the most people.
Right.
And people don't even look at Canada as a
I tell
foreign
you what,
country.
HQ. Now this is what we're gonna see when they start this, because he gonna have to do something to all his donors, to all his voters that's what they wanted.
Right.
Let's start to get the breakdown on which ones he do run out the country. But is it Disso?
If you don't mind.
Okay. Go ahead. Lesson hot topic.
I do apologize. No, because it's been very hard for me as well. But my son had to break it down for me on reason why he won. And it's still hard for me, but I would like, if you just don't mind, just a second, just can I allow him to say how he explained to me, if you don't mind, Perry?
Sorry, go ahead. I was reading
I
something.
said,
Go ahead.
if you don't mind. Oh, okay.
Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
would like for him. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm saying go ahead and explain.
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah,
All right.
I can.
Okay, cool. So, one reason why I believe Trump has won, I believe he appealed to people in a way Kamala didn't, such as appealing to younger people. Kamala didn't really have as much of a plan, or at least as much of an engagement towards the younger audience that is now capable of voting. Um, Example of this is how Trump, for example, he went on a variety of different podcasts, Twitch streams, and
Mhm.
things like that. Things that a lot of younger people are watching because young things like TV anymore, so nobody really cares about stuff like The View or Fox News like that.
Celebrity.
It's or celebrity endorsements. So
Right.
people are looking for more raw voices because streamers, podcasters are not under this
I understand maybe what you're trying to
corporations
say is that he went to this
are.
place where he get a lot of media attention, right? But I don't care where you
So
went. If you
therefore,
not,
they're
I'm sorry, I mean,
able
because
to
you come in and out. Go ahead. Hello?
Oh, they boarding.
more of a voice.
Well, hey, I'm sorry, I can't hear you though.
Blessing, you're boarding. You're boarding. We can't hear you.
Um, that's exactly right. But I think because of that, he was able to influence a lot more people.
Right. Okay, I feel you, right? Influence is one thing, but you got to be hella stupid if you let Trump influence you because he was on the late night show or the Rogan show. I'm just saying, I see when you saying that that's where he got a lot of attention from. But
Yes.
everybody know he's a convicted felon. Everybody know he'll grab him by the, you know what? So it's too many things people know just to say, oh, because he had posters all over town. He advertised better than Kamala. I just can't buy it. I think people voted that way. I'm just gonna be real. I think a lot of people voted out of racism, people out of stupidity, and people that have forgot where the hell they came from because they're not in that situation. That you can vote for a law that can get your family members deported. I mean, to me, it's just don't make no damn sense. But let me let Disso get in.
Yeah. Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Let me give you a little bit background. I am a political activist working in Costa Rica, in my country, born here. I lived in the United States in at least 3 occasions in my life. In the past 25 years as an adult, I have worked issues of human rights, migration. I have had the fortunate of taking out dead bodies from Rio Grande as well as from the Darien Gap.
Uh-huh.
I've worked mainly focused on the Darien Gap and the crossover between Panama and Costa Rica, and then the mobilization forward. To give an example, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, we had an influx of Africans arriving to Colombia, crossing into Panama, and mobilizing up. You know, and I was there helping with that whole situation, how the communist government of Ortega stopped the mobilization of those Africans as in favor of the United States, ironically enough. But anyhow, as a Latin American and as an Afro-Indigenous Latin American from here, from Costa Rica, look, I could talk volumes. I could talk volumes in regards of why Trump was elected. That many of us, we call him the Hugo Chavez of United States, or the Daniel Ortega of the United States, or the Fidel Castro, the Pinochet, or the Videla, and so on.
Okay.
And second, in matters of migration, I'm going to be extremely concise. In the last 7-8 months, just this year, we've had 5 to 6 major high-level meetings between the governments of the United States, governments of Central America, and civil sectors and activisms through our government in regards to the migration with the Biden administration, something that did not happen during the Trump administration. We told the United States, and we've been telling this for over 10, 15 years or more, one of the major factors that creates displacement in Latin America and then creates that irregular migration towards the United States is directly caused by the war on drugs and the impact of that war on drugs, especially on Afro-Latin American and indigenous Latin American areas. And many of us, especially people like me, have been pushing for the drug policy reform and the end of the war on drugs. But this conversation has been ongoing since George W. Bush onwards.
Okay.
Neither Bush, nor Obama, nor Trump, nor Biden really paid attention to us. We had Harris come down to Guatemala and tell us, don't come. And we looked at them. I was there. I heard her live. And our reaction is, the fuck is this gringa telling us not to come? I'm sorry if it's
No,
explicit.
you're okay. Go ahead.
But it was that feeling. It's like, what the fuck is this woman talking about? And it was also the feeling of coming out of the Trump era, which was horrible, and then arriving to the same thing. No actual realization of what was the core problems of the displacement of people and why were they mobilizing. But adding to the fact that it was not just Latin Americans. We had an influx in the last 8-9 years of Chinese and Africans. And then the conflict, there's a story there of Haitians passing like as if they were from the Congo, because Congo and Haiti speak French, and Haitians that were running away from the seizures of Haiti came down to Colombia and started moving up. But when you ask them, where are you coming from? They will tell you, I'm from Congo, in French.
Okay, let me ask you this. In short form, can you tell me why Latinos and Hispanics would vote for him?
Okay, so we have to make a clear distinction.
Yeah. I mean, because I want to get, and I know it's a lot of things, all these things that you try to get resolved never got resolved. So that can't be the answer why they voted for him, hoping that he'll resolve it if he didn't resolve the shit the first time. Now, with Kamala, she was the vice president. Now, she don't have the power as a president. But can you tell me why would Latinos and Hispanics or whatnot vote for Trump?
One, there has to be a clear distinction between the 60 million of people who are in the United States who are of Latin American descent, either first generation, second generation, or third generation that are U.S. residents born in the United States, versus us, people like me, who are Latin Americans born in each of his respective countries, and that are part of the 660 million people who live here in 33 nations. The problem is that in the conversation of Latin Americans or Latin American heritage of people who are born in the United States, they are assimilated to the flaws and the issues of the cultural issues of the United States. And some have not even come down to Latin America to learn from their own heritages. Some have. But I'm going to tell you this. Those who voted for Trump are, and some Latin Americans over there, aka Latinos, are not going to like this, but hey, I can speak over this because it's my thing also. Because they're afraid of the competition first. They don't want, it's a hypocrisy. Some, not generalizing. Others, that it's ironic that Latinos vote for authoritarians. Well, evidence is our history. We've had the Chavez, we had the Pinochets, we had the Videlas. So the ironic thing is they ran, their parents ran from authoritarian government, but their kids who were born in the United States vote for an authoritarian government. Make it make sense.
Can I give you my
Go ahead.
People voted. This is how I looked at it, and something people said to me made it resonate. The men didn't vote for Kamala because, one, she was a woman. That's what all across the board, there's misogyny there. I'm not saying it's a lot. I'm just saying misogyny played a role. Number two, Trump kept, if you notice, Trump kept talking about LGBT. They're trying to change your kids. They trying to change your you into a feminine man. They trying to take away the man right. When they kept talking about the LGBT, being friend with the LGBT rights, all of that, it was the LGBT talk. It was the fact that she was a woman, and it was the fact that a lot of women, when they see a man beat his chest, they always follow behind their men. I believe it was a combination of all those three. That LGBT stuff, the fact that she was a woman, and a little bit of race. It couldn't have been race that was the deciding factor because Obama was black. But you see, they follow behind Obama, right? So it had to do with her being a female, and it had, and the LGBT. I believe that played a major role because when I got on forums, I got on platforms with a whole bunch of black men and talked about why you guys voted for Trump. That misogyny and that LGBT stuff started to come out. They're trying to make us accept gay guys. They're trying to make us accept these guys who are women. They're trying to do all of it. The Democrat, da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
This and on to top of all of that, you got all of these people, these women who did not think that Roe versus Wade was so important because they never fought for Roe versus Wade. They were born into Roe versus Wade. They didn't know anything other than Roe versus Wade. They're gonna figure out, the ones who voted, they're gonna figure out how detrimental losing Roe versus Wade is. But the men don't care about Roe versus Wade. The men don't care about, that's not their issue. That's what I would.
No, I agree with you. Let me say this too, and what you saying and what Disso saying, because I got my form of my opinion of it. I think most Latino men, Hispanic man, would never vote for a woman because just in my experience, they're like they're like a male chauvinist, like in control of their women. I'm not saying speaking of all, but just my opinion of it. They feel like women are below them. So that's one reason they ain't gonna vote. And like
There's
and what you saying that I think people just so said, people who came here now and now they don't got amnesty and now they're this so-called American, they're Americanized and got these jobs now, are tired of being embarrassed of their ancestors when people call them criminals and all that stuff, right? And then the competition part, he's right. They're afraid of the competition. Now they forgot where the hell they came from. That's what I'm thinking.
Can
if I
I
may,
could I
if
intervene if you guys don't mind?
Black
Hold on,
jobs, right?
hold on.
Y'all understand that phrase when Trump said black jobs, right?
Yeah,
if I may, real quickly, just
Get rid of all the immigrants and
hold
then
on,
there's
just
black jobs. When you get rid of all the immigrants, the illegal immigrants, all those jobs left are gonna be black jobs. That's what he meant by black jobs.
yeah. No, I feel you, but go ahead, Disso.
yeah,
If
I
you
wanted to address that point that you said. First, I could speak volumes about the problems of conservative and what we call machismo or misogyny here in Latin America. However, there's a point of irony which has to be put. Latin America in the last 30, 40 years has elected 13 women to presidents in different countries.
Okay.
There's an ironic sense there to be spoken that the United States, the so-called first democracy of the Western Hemisphere, in 248 years of the history, hasn't elected a woman, and we in Latin America, the so-called third world, we have elected 13 women in presidency. That says a lot. But in the matters of Latin American misogyny and the problems of misogyny and domestic violence here in Latin America, that is extremely real, and we could take hours talking about it, and I could give a whole academic sense of it. But the reality is that the distinction between those, and I'm going to say it this way: somebody in the United States of Latin American descent who identifies as a Hispanic has no fucking clue of what is to be Latin American.
I got you.
So that tells you a lot. That the assimilation to, and I'm going to say it this way, either Anglo-speaking or what we call here gringo attitude, that exceptionalist gringo attitude, erases their understanding of what is to be Latin American, what it means historically, culturally, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just act like any ignorant gringo out there, you know.
No, I feel you.
I concur with what he's saying, and I just want to add on a little bit more. Um, is it okay if I just be a little bit raw?
Oh yeah, go ahead and get raw because I'm gonna give you a
Okay.
chance to speak because I'm gonna try to clear the panel a little bit so I can bring up some more callers. But go ahead, get raw.
Oh,
I
okay,
mean,
okay,
you
yeah,
said
and
that-
I'll drop because I know you
oh no,
got
no,
a
no,
lot of
no. I'm
callers.
saying, but on this show,
Uh huh.
I want your real. I want you to be real.
I want to be real about it, and
Yeah.
my thing is, and I do apologize to the Latino people, but when he was dogging y'all out and talking real bad about y'all, y'all didn't stand up until the Puerto Ricans did. And then not even that, y'all didn't stand up. A lot of Latinos, I'm in California, a lot of Latinos are interracial. They are coming over here and they are actually mixing their race with Caucasian people. Okay. So therefore they think they better than us. And I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it 100% real.
Uh huh.
And at the end of the day, it's like you're not above none. He went against your people, people who came before you, people who are on the streets, who are selling corn, sweet corn with some whatever they put on it.
Uh huh.
And those are your relatives. Those are your people that's striving to be better, and y'all think y'all better than them, but they paved the way for you. So you are immigrants. Oh my Lord Jesus. You are in that same category as we all are.
Right.
You see where I'm coming from? His wife is the vice president, the soon to be vice president. His wife
Mm-hmm.
is. So my thing is, I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about it because I've been grieving this loss for a couple of days.
It's been hell.
It's been hell. And the thing is that I have a black child. I have two black children
Yep, that you're gonna have to worry about.
that I'm gonna have to now worry about because it's no longer about peace. It's about destruction.
Right.
It's about the separating one from another. One thing that they can do something to my child and get away with it, and that person is gonna think it's fine. That's what pissed me off. I'm sorry, I'm sounding
Oh
like
no, no, no.
Sherelle a little
I feel
bit,
you. I feel you.
but it's all about that. It's all about all of our children.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about that black child that may stand in fear, and that black child may have to do what they got to do to protect themselves.
Yeah.
And then they go into incarceration because they protected themselves from a Caucasian kid that thought that they were above us.
Right. No, and I
And
got
you're equal to us. You're not above us. God created us equal.
yep. But now let me pick it back. I'm gonna have to drop it too and bring up somebody else because I'm gonna be closing out.
Uh-huh.
But I'm gonna say this: it's about the black child, Caucasian child, the Latin child, or Latino child that's gonna be taken away from his damn parents,
Right.
families, broken up. I don't
Separated.
want to see it to happen. I
I
didn't
don't
vote for
either.
this shit. So I know people might say, well, are you wishing this to happen? No. I cast my vote so the shit wouldn't happen. But
And
I'm
you know
just
what,
saying,
Perry? The
I got to
longer we
call out
stand
the family
strong,
members who threw the other family members
Mhm.
under the damn bus because of that self-greed.
Mhm.
Maybe they was embarrassed. Well, basically, they did it because they embarrassed other people to come across and they don't want to be associated with the other Latinos and Hispanics.
You know,
They believe they above that shit. But
Perry, may I mention something real quickly? I've heard a lot of U.S. citizens now, as I heard them on the first election of Trump, saying that they want to exit United States and go live somewhere else. And when I hear that, I say to myself, that's exactly what has happened to many Latin Americans due to the political or social uh, conflicts that have happened in our countries. And they exited the country because they wanted to find a better life. So now many are gonna right now many are seeing that in a anger sense, But in the next 4 years, let's say that the Democrats win. That's when the Trumpists are going to start saying the same thing.
Right.
But that's the thing with this country. We burn stuff and then we gotta fix shit. And then we burn stuff and then we gotta fix shit. And the
Yeah.
thing is that what Caucasians are lacking is they don't want change. They want to procreate their own race so that they won't become distinct. Because there are black people, there are Latina people, Latino and Indian people coming into the White House. Something we never. I'm 50, so I've never thought that this would happen. That's coming into the White House. Our kids are integrating with each other,
And that's
and
the way
they're
it should be.
afraid of it.
Well, I mean,
They are afraid of that. They're afraid of biracial. And that's why they bring that as a big issue, is being biracial. Because what would I look like if Terrell, I mean, oh goodness, I'm sorry. If Sherelle, my nephew name is Terrell. If
okay.
Sherelle and Perry's son, who's an African American child, decide he wants a Caucasian or Indian or Latino woman, and then they end up having children, and then their grandchildren end up becoming into the White House. They don't want that.
No, you know what?
They
To me,
don't
yeah,
want it.
America don't want any dark skinned person in the White House. Period. I mean, that's just my
Yeah.
opinion. You know, and that
Yeah.
was one of the biggest problems too. Now they didn't want her in as the vice, but the president they wasn't going to allow it. But blessings, hot topics. Thanks for calling. I'm gonna try to clear this
Oh,
up.
you're welcome. You guys have a wonderful evening. I'll be in
Thank
the
you, Blessings.
chat.
Okay,
Hey,
thanks for
Perry,
calling.
before
Nice to
Dito
meet you.
goes, I had a question for him. I have a comment and a question for
Go
him.
ahead. Go ahead, Bonji. Okay.
As I've continued thinking about this, I found a great quotation from a gentleman called Martin Nemola, who was a German theologian and pastor. And that quotation says, I've seen it a lot in social media. It was making its round when Trump was president the first time around.
Mm-hmm.
It says, first they came for the communists, and I didn't speak out because I wasn't a communist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I didn't speak out because I wasn't a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I didn't speak out because I wasn't a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me.
Mm-hmm. A great quote in referring to the Second World War and the Nazis.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, Ditso, I have a question for you. Historically, as immigrants were encouraged to assimilate to the American and what is called the majority population's culture instead of keeping their own culture. How much do you think this has played a role when you talk about how people from Latin America or immigrants who are now part of the Latino group are not identifying with where they came from, but would rather identify with white America?
Great question. So, one, as somebody who has migrated, and somebody that from the age of 0 up to the age of 16 had already lived in 5 countries in the Western Hemisphere, as somebody who has continuously traveled, as somebody who is by ethnical Costa Rican and Venezuelan, from a Costa Rican mother and a Venezuelan father, I'm going to tell you this. One of the greatest dangers of migration is that when you arrive to this new country, something like in the United States, is that if you allow yourself to be assimilated, you die as an ethnical representation.
Mm-hmm.
Your identity becomes destroyed. And if you allow that, you are in effect becoming a blank canvas for the predators of the area that you are now inhabiting. So here's the thing. One, United States has a problem of identity. and has had so for over 248 years.
Right.
Because United States is not America. America consists of 35 nations, from Argentina all the way to Canada plus the Caribbean. That's America. And the monopolization of that term of America by US citizens is a clear show of their will of continuously imposing their so-called exceptionalism, which is a farce, is a stupidity. The idea of making America great again means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it don't.
So in this sense, the biggest problem is that in matters of categorization, in matters of understanding how the difference between the era of invasion of Europeans and the era of independence from Europeans, and how the process of colonization still to today marks a lot of that confusion. And in the United States, because of their clear racial and xenophobic stances against the rest of America, has misguided that identity. And then that assimilation becomes a complete and utter erasure and a reinvention of identities that mean absolutely nothing. So that base problem has not even been conversed in the United States, because no one wants to talk about that. Categorizations under the term race are obsolete. There's no such thing as race. There are ethnical cultural groups.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Latin America is not a race.
Mm-hmm.
It's a communion of groups. And I'll give you an example. Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is not a Latin American country. Why? Because they share cultural elements of Caribbean as well as Latin American, but they're not Latin American because they have never been an independent nation. They've been under colonial control of the United States for over 100 and some odd years. And they never have been able to be an independent nation, contrary to my country in Costa Rica that has been independent for 203 years.
But so let me cut you off for a second. Bonji, did he answer your question?
Yes, he did. And then his point, I'll say this and then I'll get off.
Oh, yeah.
His point
I got one more question I wanted to ask both of y'all before I end, but go ahead.
What Disto is saying, it reminds me of when he's talking about the original British that colonized the Americas. The only acceptable race was what they called WASP, W-A-S-P, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. Anyone who did not fit under that description was not somebody who was accepted. That's why you have Italians, the Irish who emigrated through Ellis Island being treated just like the Latin Americans who are trying to emigrate into the US are being treated right now.
Okay, so let me ask y'all this. I'm gonna have to wrap. How do y'all feel about Trump using the military and their facilities and their bases for this mass deportation? How do y'all feel about it? Because it's gonna go next. He's gonna have the military protect him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how do y'all feel about it?
Well, from my point of view, during his first administration, Governor Abbott, the governor of Texas, requested National Guard troops to go to the border.
Yep.
And they were sent to the border. So this has succeeded for him in the past, where as far as the National Guard is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But from my understanding, the military was the only institution where when you enter into military service, your identity becomes your brother, your sister, the person who you're training alongside, the person who you're serving alongside.
Mhm.
And it's not a matter of where you come from, what you look like, what your complexion is, but you are there for a common goal. And I think this is going to be divisive because people who are meant to protect this country and take an oath to preserve America are now going to be used to perpetuate hate.
Yeah. So, do you agree on him using the military bases, the airplane?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So, what you think? I know you're not here, but
Yeah, from our part, we will keep a vigilant eye. And like what happened in the first administration, we will become a headache for Donald Trump if his actions violate international law, no matter if it has been ratified or not through the Congress of the United States. We will openly denounce his actions constantly and systematically. And we will just become a headache, but we obviously would need the movements of the United States to collaborate with what we're trying to change here in that sense. Because at the end, I will tell you this: our position as Latin Americans, many of us, is that we want to minimize the irregular migration, aka illegal migration, because we don't want people living their homes. We don't want them living their countries. And Trump is only going to make that worse, like he made it worse 4 years ago. Well, yeah, 8
and I
years
think
ago.
it's gonna get worse too. But hey,
That's-
buddy, hey, thanks for calling in.
Sure.
I enjoyed your conversation, and like I'm about ready to tell everybody else, I'm gonna try to go at least live twice a week, maybe more, or at least updates throughout the week. But thanks for calling in, my brother.
Pura vida, and as we say here, pura vida, beshko woblaba, which means in one of the indigenous languages here, the bribri, means walk with your eyes open. That's how we say see you later.
Okay.
Beshko woblaba.
Okay. Thanks.
Pura vida.
Okay. Bye. Hey, people, thanks for joining. And look, this is the thing. I'll be posting updates and, this political stuff daily. So if I may post one or two videos about certain things, maybe check them out, watch them. Because then maybe we can catch up on the lives and then I can get everybody's opinions and stuff on it. And if you're not subbed to the channel, please do. That way, until this channel really get up and going, it's just a faster way to reach you so we can have these conversations. So I want to thank everybody for coming. Give a video a like if you liked it. It's free. And everybody enjoy your weekend. And until my wife's next show, I'll see you guys then. Bye.